Hi everybody, Harris Williams here. Today, we're going to talk about how to create a rep set. So, you might be wondering, what is a rep set? Well, a rep set is the new standardized way to test your players. Think of it like a homework assignment, a quiz, or a test. So basically, you can create a set of plays that you want your players to practice, and then instantly share it with your players, have them practice those set of plays, and then MentalRep will report back to you on the specific play calls that your players are struggling with, so you can take that out to the field. So right now, what you can see on the screen is the MentalRep desktop welcome screen, and you probably have noticed at the bottom here you see recent rep sets. And if you've never created a rep set, this little list down here is going to be completely empty. As you can see in my screen, I have 4 rep sets. I have summer practice, camp week 1, camp week 2, camp week 3. And then you can see the number of reps taken, the average grade, and then the due date. What I'm going to do in this video is we're going to walk through how to create one of these rep sets. So let's get started. First, what we have to do is we have to actually create the rep set. So we're going to click on the edit button, and then we're going to click on new rep set. So now we're in the rep set editor. The first thing that we have to do to create a rep set is give it a name. So for this example, I'm going to type in demo rep set. And now the rep set has been created. Now it's going to ask me, where do I want to save it? I'm going to save it in my home directory. Now we need to give the rep set a set of plays for our players to practice. So let's start off by specifying an offensive play. Type in zone left, and we'll say we want it to go against 4 down under base defense. What we can do next is specify the down and distance. So we can say second and long, and we can say right middle, and then we can also specify the yard line that we want it on. Then we can say zone right, and boom, there you go. So now our players can practice zone right and zone left versus under base. You might be saying, okay, there's a lot of typing here. When we were creating this, we realized typing in all the different play combinations can be quite tedious. So how can we go about speeding up this process? Well, that's a great question. What we're going to do now is we're going to click on this little import reps button right here, and then it's going to open up a dialog box. This dialog box is where we can import sets of plays, either an entire play call, plays from a folder, or we can import a category of plays. What we're going to do first is we're going to import plays from a folder. What we first have to do is select the folder that we want to import from. And now that we are importing from plays, you can see that there's 3 plays that we're going to be importing from this folder. There's 3 plays inside of the plays folder. Next, we're going to select for the defensive plays the exact play calls that we want these 3 plays to go up against. So we can type in under base. And as I add these play calls, you will notice down here, total scenarios changes. So you can see that there's 2 different play calls here. So that's 2 times 3, which is equal to 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep adding some more plays. So we can say, maybe we want to do an under defense with a 3-man box. So we'll have a stack versus base. And then we can also do odd versus base. And maybe we want to throw a curveball in there, and we want to add a blitz. So let's add a blitz, and we can say also let's do will a yeah, and then click add. And so now we have 12 scenarios. And then we click import, and there you go. you can see all the different scenarios, and MentalRep has automatically combined them all together. One thing you might note is this little bar right here called play call text. So when we click on any of these rows, you can see play call text. So if you want to simulate a no-huddle situation, and in your no-huddle situation, you might have an abbreviated name for the entire play call, you can simply type in this play call here, and what will happen is when your player is actually using it on their mobile device or on their desktop device, the play call that will be displayed to them prior to the play starting is going to be this play call instead of these two, either of these play calls. So if it's an offensive player playing this play, they'll see the offensive play call, and if it's a defensive player playing the play, they'll see the defensive play call. So next thing that we have here up top is we have the due date. We can set the date and time that we want the players to actually have this rep set done so that we can then analyze it and then take the analysis out to the field. So we click on this due date button, we turn on rep set due date, and say we want it to be due next Saturday. And we can set it at a specific time, and we can say 7 a.m. And then next thing we can do is we can set view settings. So you might be wondering, what is a view setting? A view setting is basically the players that will be visible on the field. So say we're going to share this with just the offensive lineman, and it's going to be kind of like a middle or inside zone drill. And so if we wanted to share with just the offensive lineman, the backs, and the tight ends, what we can say is inside run. And basically the gray boxes are the players that will not be visible in the actual rep set scenario live mode practice. The players inside the blue boxes will be visible. What we can see up top here, we can see the player types that will be visible. So we see the O-line, quarterbacks, tight ends, and backs. And then just the defensive line and linebackers. And if we want a 7-on-7 scenario, boom, there we go. No offensive lineman, no defensive lineman, but it will keep the tight ends in there, and there you go. You can have it like a 7-on-7, 8-on-8 mode, and you can use MentalRep if you're working in an 8-on-8 or 7-on-7 league. So that's how we can set up our rep set to be finely tuned for the players that are actually going to be practicing with it, and it can minimize the distractions for them. Last thing we have here is we have the number of reps. So typically we find teams having their players practice 50 reps at a time. You might be saying, whoa, that's a lot of reps. Well, it's actually not. Work with MentalRep and you actually practice a couple plays. You'll find that these plays go really, really fast. What will happen is when you type in the play up top here, it will give you an average time it'll take for a player to finish it. So 50 reps will take a player about 13 minutes to finish. So that's how we create a rep set. So the rep set's now created. Now we have to share it with our players. Just like the other editors, we have the categorize and the share button. The one difference between this share button, when we click on it, is that when we type in, say, offensive line, and then we click save, what's going to happen is all the players that are offensive linemen, if they have the mobile app on their cell phone, they will instantly get a mobile notification letting them know that, in this example, Coach Williams has shared with them a rep set. It's due next Saturday at 7 a.m., and they have 50 reps to go. So we can click save. All the notifications have been sent out, and that's it. Now you can have your players practicing over and over, getting these extra reps off the field, and you can have it standardized to the exact plays that you want them to practice. Last thing I should note is if we go back to the home screen, then we go to live mode. So now we're in live mode. And remember, live mode is used for your players to actually practice their plays, and all the information is sent back to you in real time. So if they open up live mode, they type in the rep set that they want to practice, demo rep set right there, and boom, there they go. Now they're actually starting to practice. Remember how we set the view settings such that it's just the 7-on-7 mode? No offensive lineman here, so all you can see is the skill positions, and now we can start repping it. All right, guys. Thank you for taking the time to figure out how to properly leverage MentalRep. Stay tuned for more videos. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and keep repping it.